So very good morning to all the students of class plus 1B. We are going to revise Albert Einstein at school. Fine, all the chapters we have done and revised as well. But see, now what we can do is, I'll be telling you the characters and then I will be showing you one video, okay? And the base, you can say, of all the you can say concepts will be there in that video. Fine, that the storyline and the character, so that it will be like permanent impression on your minds. After watching the video, you will always remember it. And then we will discuss the question answers. Okay, so let me introduce the characters once again. So the prominent character, fine, Albert Einstein at school. So this chapter is a kind of biography, you can say, in which we will get to know Einstein more. Fine, and basically as a child, as a student, and when he was in school, so what sort of student he was. So Albert Einstein at school will be giving vent to the you can say education system, that what sort of education system we need and what sort of education system is still prevailing. Fine, and then we have Mr. Braun, history teacher, who is not in, Albert is not in good books with Mr. Braun, because Albert doesn't like to read history at all, because he believes that why to cram the facts if we can always look up to them into the books. So he believes that there is no need to, what happened when. He believes in that we should think and ponder about why that particular thing happened rather than when. So he believes in that. So that's why he doesn't like history. And when Mr. Braun asks him a question about the Battle of Waterloo, Albert was not able to answer it, and then the argument between the two starts. Okay, so then chapter started over there, and then we'll get to know more that Albert was more interested in science and maths, and nobody knows that he was a good violinist as well. He believed in playing violin. You can say he believed in the love for music he had. Fine, and we cannot say that the scientists are not music lovers. He has proved them wrong. So he was very good violinist. Then Mr. Koch, maths teacher, who will be able to perceive the true bent of mind and aptitude of Albert, truly, that how he loves to you can see how he's so intelligent about all the concepts of maths, and even he has read all the you can say concepts of maths of senior classes as well. So he will be encouraging him to leave whatever decision he has taken. So head teacher is there. Even head teacher and Albert both are not having that congenial relationship. So head teacher is also annoyed with Albert because of a lot of complaints by other teachers about his behavior. That head teacher gets to know by Mr. Braun as well, that his presence is a nuisance in the class. He does not go well with the teachers, and also head teacher has planned to expel Albert from the school. But Albert himself is also planning of getting a fake certificate of nervous breakdown so that he can go from that school. Okay, so before he could give that certificate to head teacher, he was expelled from the school. So nobody knows that, see, such a huge, you can say, persona, great personality, was expelled from the school. And it was good for him, because education system was of his time, of his school, was not like to encourage the creativity amongst the students. So then we have landlady, where he will be residing, and she's again a kind of very noisy and loud. Why? Because she keeps on beating her children. Albert was not able to concentrate on his studies. Fine. Then we have Yuri, his best friend, who will be helping Albert in dire situation, and Elsa, cousin also, who will be giving him tips to cram the things for exams. So these characters are there in the storyline. You already know, we have done this chapter fine twice, I guess. So, but after introducing the characters now let me show you a video. Yes, beta. So you relished this video I showed you just now. I did not record it because it is we are not supposed to while recording is going on. Okay. So as I introduced the characters to you, and now you have watched the video as well, and all the characters, only one character I have missed here. That is Dr. Ernst Wheel. Fine. Dr. Wheel was there. So all the characters assessed or we have watched. So we have seen how Albert Einstein was bugged up at school. He was not happy with the education system. So our theme becomes that prevailing education system at the time of, you can say, Albert Einstein when he was at school, their facts were given more importance than ideas. Clear? So basic theme, if you say what will be the questions now, facts versus ideas. That is the main highlight of this chapter. So what sort of questions you need to prepare? You have seen the, you can say the storyline and characters are there. Now character sketches, you should know each and every character as we have seen in the video as well, that what sort of characters were there. And apart from the characters, the theme, message, title justification and all, there are many other questions as well. So base first and foremost is facts versus ideas. So according to Albert Einstein, what is more important, ideas or facts? So let me ask Jacqueline, you tell me. According to Albert, what is more important, facts or ideas? Jaldi se, fatafat batao. Unmute yourself and speak. Anjali, you tell. Let me see.
Ideas.
Yes, according to Albert, ideas are more important. So if you get this question, you will be developing upon this. And how to support this? You will give the example of his conversation with the history teacher, Mr. Braun, that with the conversation, we get to know that what is more important, ideas are more important, not facts. Okay. So he believed in which education system, in which creativity is developed, in which learning is happening, practical ideas are there, implementation is there. Fine. So that is factual information versus insight formation. Like one should have their own insight rather than, we should say the child, we should not teach the child where to look at. We should tell the child how to look at it. That one's own perception also matters. So facts versus ideas, that is the question in this. Then education system again. What is true education? What is true learning? Education system ke upar then we have question. Then apart from it, you can have information gathering and insight formation. That is also again same thing. Insight formation means our education should, focus on this thing. This is the main thing. But education information gathering will be just facts. What is more important? Insight formation is more important than information gathering. I'm not discarding it. One should have information as well. One should have facts as well. But this is not more important. Insight formation is more important, that a child should be able to have his own ideas and creativity. This is what Albert Einstein also follow in this. Clear? And then next question will be about Einstein's theory of education we have done. Yes, beta. Now, what else is there in this chapter? We are just, it's kind of finding out the questions out of the chapter. So I told you all the characters, ideas, theme, message, facts versus ideas, education system, then conversations. Conversation between Einstein and सबसे पहले Mr. Braun, history teacher. Fine. First conversation that we have already watched the video. Then second conversation between Einstein and Mr. Coach, his maths teacher. Fine. How he encouraged him and he said, soon you will be able to teach us, that he straight away can go to university. So Mr. Coach was able to perceive the IQ or caliber of Einstein. Fine. With the conversation, we get to know that. Third conversation was between Einstein and head teacher. That is also, you can see that head teacher was also not happy with Einstein because he says to him that your presence in the class is a nuisance. With your presence, it is not possible for all the teachers to teach. So that sort of remarks were given by head teacher to Einstein. That shows that he was not at all in good terms with in the school. He was not famous for the good thing. He was famous for being in the bad behavior. No doubt he responded back to the teacher the way he was presenting or putting forth his ideas, but his nobody could understand what he was trying to say. So he was misunderstood by most of the people except Mr. Coach. He was there with him. Then there is conversation between Einstein and Dr. Ernst Wheel. Fine. Clear? So this conversation between Einstein and doctor. Now, two things are there. Einstein was thinking that he will get fake certificate of nervous breakdown from doctor, but hardly he had an idea that he was near to fall into the trap of nervous breakdown. He was suffering with this already. Fine. He thought that I will be faking it or I will be getting that certificate from the doctor, but actually he was suffering with nervous breakdown. And Dr. Ernst Wheel's character is also important, as he was the smart enough to judge Einstein, even though he was meeting him for the first time, but he was able to perceive that this boy was near to nervous breakdown. Only then he has taken this decision of getting a fake certificate done. Fine. So he was very practical. The way he asked him in the conversation, he asked Einstein that what will he do if he gets the certificate, and Einstein tells him that after getting the certificate he will go to Milan, where his parents are residing, and he will seek admission into University of Higher Mathematics. So he was interested more in maths and science. Fine. So these are the basic questions in which this chapter is all about: characters, conversations, and theme and ideas and insight formation and that gathering. So let me ask you now a few questions. Very easy question I'm going to ask you. What was history teacher's opinion of Albert Einstein? Yes, Aditi, what was history teacher's opinion? Aditi, you will answer this. Are you there? Japanpreet, who's there? Who's listening? Okay, firstly tell me. I'll be asking them only then. Don't waste the time. Who's listening to the conversation going on here? Lecture, who's attending? Now nobody will say, that I am attending, because I'm going to ask you the question now. In a very easy way, you have, seen the video and you have relished it, and you were sending your confirmation also that you're there. Now see. No responses. Okay, you don't want to speak today. Already very less number of students have joined in the relishing this mood. Okay, fine. Let me give you the list of questions. What was history teacher's opinion? Already, he was ungrateful boy, and he had a very low opinion of Albert, that his presence is not at all good in the class. Nobody is able to teach in the presence of Albert and all. So he was not in good term with history teacher. Why did Albert need a medical certificate so badly? Because he wanted to get rid of that education system where cramming was done. Okay, basically that.